All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your last review before your final, and this is about circle stuff. It's just kind of that last unit we had before our changeover. Yeah, we're just going to review a lot of things. There's a lot of properties in circles, and I'll try to say them, but if you really want a list of all of them, pull up the notes, pull out your old notes from class, and look at those. There's a lot of them, so you do need to remember as many of them as possible. So let's hop into this. So number one on your little review there is you need to get the measure of EG, which is this guy here. Some things to know is this angle in here and this arc measure are going to be the same. So if we can get this, that'll be the same as this. There's a lot of different properties you can keep in mind, like these are going to be the same here, right? 70 and 70, these are the same. The central angle, which is what these are called, have the same angle measure as the arc measure outside of it. And that's important for this. And if you have a line that goes all the way across, it's called a diameter, and then that makes half a circle, which is 180 degrees. And another thing you should remember, since these are the same here, 115 degrees, that's a bad degree symbol. This entire thing is 115 degrees. Not really useful in this problem, but it's another thing to remember. I'm just trying to remember the things for you. So there's a lot of information there. We actually don't need the 115 right now. We just need that this whole thing's 180 and then this is 70 because we're just trying to get this piece here, E to G. And so if you do 180 minus the 70, you get 110. Which is the measurement of EG, the arc EG is 110. Awesome. So there's one. Let's jump to another one. This one requires you to remember what an inscribed angle is, and that's this guy. So it's an angle where the vertex is on the edge, and your other parts of your angle are on the edge as well. So inscribed means in all the parts are on the circle. So we make an angle, it's 103. The opposite arc measure is double that. So question mark is going to be double 103 degrees. And so that's going to give you 206 degrees. So that's how many degrees around the circle it is. And it also goes the other way. So you can think of question mark. You can think of 103 is equal to 1/2 the question mark, and sometimes that setup is useful if you know this one and you don't know this one. The inscribed angle is half of the arc measure. And let's jump to another one. This one is what happens when you have a quadrilateral inside a circle. And so something that's useful here is if you have a quadrilateral inside of a circle, inscribed in a circle, these opposite sides are supplementary. So this is going to add up to it'll equal 180. But we actually can't use that on this one because we don't know this, and this has a variable already, and so they just introduced another variable. But that's something to remember. I wanted to mention it now in case inscribed quadrilateral doesn't show up again. Anyway, so really on this one we have this inscribed angle here, and we have this arc measure in terms of x. If you kind of get rid of these two legs here, you actually don't need them. You just have an inscribed angle and then this arc that subtends as well. The inscribed angle is 1/2 the same arc measure there, which is -4 plus 14x plus 11x minus 2. You can also have this have it over here as this doubled equals that, but yeah, let's do that. So there's one setup, and then the other setup is 2 times that inscribed angle equals the arc measure, which again is inside here, -4 plus 14x plus 11x minus 2. So these are equivalent. They say the same thing. This bottom one's probably a little bit nicer to solve, but yeah, you're going to go through a process of simplifying that right side, simplify left side, and solve for x. Normal solving stuff. So let's go ahead and distribute our 2. So you get 22x plus 12 right side here, the x's combine to make 25x, and -4 and -2 make -6. And let's get our x's together and numbers on the other side. So let's add some 6 over here and subtract 22x, subtract 22x. And then we got 18 equals 3x, and you can divide by 3, and you got that x is, well, that's a bad equal sign, is 6. Voila, we figured out x. So really a trick on a lot of these is set up an equation, and then you can solve the equation. Let's jump to another one. This one is really similar to the last one, except we don't have these measures, we have the opposite one. Well, in a triangle, sorry, not in a triangle, in a circle, the degrees all the way around comes out to be 360 degrees, like on all circles. And so if we had this measure, we could add up all 3 of these, and it would add up to 360. So let's go ahead and get this here. It's just double this one. And so the measure of xw is going to be double that inscribed angle there, which is going to come out to be 58x minus 4. So that's our measure of the arc xw. Well, so we have this and we have these. If you add all of them together, you're going to equal 360. So if you take 42x minus 1, and you add 22x minus 1, and you add this 58x minus 4, you're going to get 360 degrees. And so you just go through simplifying this and solve the equation. Let's see, 42, 22, 58, ow. Do some simplifying. Pause it if you need to. Alright, sorry, I had to grab a little calculator. I didn't want to do that in my head and mess it up. Alright, so we got 122x minus 6 equals 360. Just a couple of solving steps here. 122x equals 366. And divide both sides by 122. And you're looking at x is 3. Yay, we figured out the answer. Go us. Alright, let's try it one more. And this one is really similar to the last one. So go ahead and see if you can use it to help you figure out your x value. Pause the video, see if you can figure it out. Alright, so before we have you check your answer, I wanted to show you a different way of solving this because we haven't really used the fact that opposite sides add up to 180 yet, and so I wanted to do that. And so this arc here is inscribed by, well, this angle, this inscribed angle covers the same arc here. And so this angle here is going to be 1/2 of these added. And so I'm going to write the measure of angle VKL is equal to 1/2 of 60 plus 16x plus 2. Which is going to give you 1/2 of 62 plus 16x, which will give you 31 plus 8x. So inside here is 31 plus 8x. And then these two guys are supplementary. If you add them together, you get 180. And so that's what my new equation is going to be. And then I'll use the setup. So I got 12x plus 9 plus 31 plus 8x. Is going to equal 180. I'm going to go through and solve this equation. 12x and 8x make 20x. 9 and 31 makes 40. And then we got equals 180. Subtract some 40. Subtract some 40. And then we got 20x equals 140. And if you divide both sides by 20, or 2d, apparently I wrote 20, you'll get your x value of 7. So there you go, another way to solve these kind of equations, and I wanted you to be aware of that extra property with circles. Have a great time reviewing, and be ready for your final.